Hey guys, Edgar here, Guns for Everyone. Another video about physics, another video about the sciencey stuff, more specifically about how to choose the gun. I started this with our last video talking about fit. This video is one of those where I struggled making, not because it's tough to make, but because a lot of this already exists, how to choose a gun. However, our approach is a little bit different. At least my approach is a little bit different than what you'll see most of the time. A lot of the times you see videos or people talking about choosing a gun in a way where it's just very incorrect, I guess. You hear a lot of humans saying, well, whatever feels best. You go out, you go to the range, you go to the store, and whatever feels better for you, that's what you're going to choose. And I hear that a lot from students. Oh, I went to the store and I went to the range and I just got whatever felt best. And then I kind of have to be the asshole and ask them, what does that mean? Well, it was comfortable. Awesome. Perfect. What does that mean? Well, I was just able to hold it. Well, fuck, I can hold an AR-15 in my hand just fine. That doesn't necessarily mean as a handgun it would be amazing in terms of a rifle being a handgun. There's a lot more to it. So what does that mean? What does comfort mean? What does feel mean? And a lot of humans don't know what that means. They're just using buzzwords that somebody said sometime, and everybody just continues to regurgitate that information. And that's a problem. That's a problem in the gun community where you just regurgitate stuff that other humans have said without actually really understanding it. So that's why I wanted to create these videos. So my struggle wasn't production. My struggle was that shit already exists, but not from a science perspective, not from a physics perspective. So I do want to talk about the nerdy shit. I do want to talk about the physics stuff, the sciencey stuff. And a lot of humans would ask, well, what do you know about fucking physics? Well, I went to school. This is fucking high school physics. This isn't PhD level physics. It's simple fucking shit. But like for those of you guys that are like super questioning it, if you Google my last name, Antillon, and you add physics to it. So Google my last name, add physics to it, and you will see my family's contribution to the physics world. It's not anything super awesome, but it's something that I'm proud of. And these are humans that I have contact with, and these are humans that I talk to about physics on a regular basis. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand on the physics stuff. Yeah, sure, I'm not a PhD in this, but again, this is high school level shit. When I went to go get my MBA, this was shit that we talked about even in that. So how do I know this shit? Everybody should fucking know this. You went to high school, you probably already know this. A conversation that happens a lot with choosing a firearm. It was fit. I have that video. Go check it out. Fit. We talk about fit. How to properly fit a gun to your hand. It's not feelings, by the way. It's not emotions. There's actually a process to fitting a gun to your hand. Go check that video out. But another one that comes up is I want a small gun. I want a firearm that is small so I can carry it concealed better. I conceal it better. And I have to point out, I have to be the ass and be like, well, that's not the way it works. Ultimately, these are just recommendations. It's your money. You do whatever you want, right? But there is a science behind it. There is a physics behind all of this stuff. The physics behind this is very simple. The physics is pressure. Pressure equals force over area. The units of force apply to any particular area. So if I have a larger firearm versus a smaller firearm, this larger firearm has more surface area. When the belt, right, that's the object that's applying the force on all of this. If I have a belt that moves across both of these firearms, right around there, I would say, if I have that belt that's being tightened and applying that force, there is more surface area here than there is in this firearm. So there's going to be more pressure applied with the smaller firearm than with the larger firearm. That's just basic fucking physics, simple physics. Also, there is the keel principle. The keel principle gets talked about in the website for holster manufacturer Filster. Filster makes really over-engineered holsters I think if you modify them like 19, 20 different ways, you'll finally get it to work the way you need it to. However, they have created this environment of learning, and that's really great for the community. If just for that, go visit their website and look up keel principle. Keel principle exists. You don't have to go to their website to understand it. Keel principle gets talked about a lot more in boats. In terms of the hull of the boat, right? So if you have a boat, if you picture a boat, the material that goes underneath the water that is needed, and it's needed to stabilize that boat. If you eliminate that material, you have a boat that's no longer a boat. It's a fucking submarine at this point. That's what is happening here. If you notice the muzzle on this firearm, or the drawing of the firearm, the muzzle is closer to that belt point where that pressure is being applied than on this firearm. So because the muzzle is closer, the top is going to stick out a lot more than the bottom. It's a lot easier for that top to rock forward because there's not enough material underneath to stabilize that firearm. On the other hand, if you have a full frame firearm, something that is longer, something that is a little closer to the full size, you will have more material that goes underneath the quote unquote water line. And because of that, you have more stability. I encourage you to check it out. If you have two guns, a smaller one and a bigger one, put them on safely, of course. Put them on, even with the holster. The holster will prevent movement on this axis, right? That's what the two clips or the one clip will do. Two clips is going to do it a lot better, but it will not prevent the rotation this way. So if you've got that extra sexy like me, right? Like, that is going to push it out. And by the way, that happens on the side. If you strong side hip, that's going to push it out. Nothing's preventing that from happening. You might say, well, I have a holster with the wing on it, though. That's going to prevent this rotation, right? The grip, when you grip it, will be pushed in a little bit more, and that's a positive thing. That's good, but it still doesn't really fully prevent it from tipping forward or moving forward up on the grip or the end of the slide. So having that extra material here is going to stabilize that firearm. It's a positive. So not only are you working with pressure, you're also having to think about keel. Again, keel, we think about this a lot more in boats, but I encourage you guys to go check this out. Go do basic research about pressure and basic research about the keel principle, and you will see how a smaller gun is actually not better for concealment. It is, in fact, the counterintuitive thing, the larger firearm, that is actually better for concealment. Now, I'm not saying go out and get the biggest gun. You do, again, whatever you want. I'm just saying a gun like a Glock 48, a gun like the Avidity Arms PD-10, a gun like maybe the 6-hour P365 XL is going to be better than the Glock 42, is going to be better than maybe, say, the regular P365 or all of the LCPs and shit like that, the super duper smaller guns, super compact firearms. Go study this. Go study keel principle. Go study pressure. Go study physics. In the next videos, I'm going to talk about momentum, angular momentum, how that affects choosing of a firearm. So check that out. I encourage you guys that every time you're thinking about guns and choosing guns to challenge what we already know, scratch that, challenge what you've been told. This stuff we already, it's there, it's out in the ether. The universe operates under these basic fundamentals of physics. They're already there. When somebody tells you dumb shit like, oh, do whatever feels better, then that gets you to believe that there's not a science behind it. It's as simple as just using an emotion, and that's not true. I wish it was that easy. It'd be awesome if it was as simple as just do whatever feels best. This is not fucking Matthew McConaughey hippie shit where you go with the flow. Obviously, we live in the U.S., and that's awesome, unless you're watching this somewhere else. But here in the U.S., we have a ton of options. So, yes, I get it. Your bias of whatever you feel is best is part of choosing a gun. I get it. I don't have a bias. I'm not a gun enthusiast like most people would be out there, right? Like when the new Glock comes out, I just know it's the same shit as the other Glock. I like Glock. I like SIG. I like Smith & Wesson. Some of you guys though are like, I hate Glock. Like, that's weird. This is a gun for self-defense. It's weird to hate something that can save your life, but you have that bias. So I get it. In the U.S., we have thousands of options. But there's still physics that you ought to look at before you look at your own biases. And also explore your biases, right? Like, why do you have that bias? Why do you believe that because somebody else in your circle chose it, that is the correct choice? Explore your biases, challenge your own biases. When you Google stuff that you believe in, Google the contrary of it. Why is Glock a better gun? Why do I hate Glock? Make that shit. Don't just do whatever is in your brain. Belief, although some beliefs and traditions are awesome, belief is a crusher of progression. If you only get stuck in one thing that you believe in, you're not going to progress. The reason we do this is so that we can challenge what's out there, and you guys can explore more beyond or far beyond what you have been told is the right thing for choosing guns, which is whatever feels better, whatever's comfortable. It's a thing, I get it, but it's like the very last thing. For me, comfort is like way down below because I know what it actually means. Explore, understand what it actually means, understand what this means, understand what keel means. Again, in later videos, I'm going to talk about momentum, angular momentum, kinetic energy, stuff like that, how that affects the way you choose a gun. I, again, encourage you guys, I'm going to say this again, encourage you guys to explore the science behind all of this and don't just go off of emotions. Encourage you guys to go check out Isaac, Guns for Everyone Isaac. I appreciate you guys sticking out for as long as you have. Hopefully you've watched it. A lot of you guys drop off super early, come back, watch it again. I super duper appreciate you guys. I know it's dumb. You already know this, but subscribe, share, tell your friends about this stuff. Go check out the other videos that we have in this series. Go check out the limbic system videos. I also am developing a series for the limbic system, the emotions, the body natural reactions, stuff like that. There's a really awesome human being that exists out there. His name is Mike DeSargo. I encourage you guys to go learn from him. I'm probably going to have him in some of those videos discussing the brain and discussing neuroscience and that type of stuff. Again, you're going to ask, like, how do you know? It's fucking information's out there. Like, this is 2024. It's really easy to gather that information. This is stuff that we all learned in high school as well. So go learn, go be better. Not that you're not awesome already. It's just we can always be learning more and understanding this stuff more. Any fool can know. The point is to understand.